Hey guys, Carrie here again. I hope you watched the live that I uploaded yesterday. It was divinely orchestrated. The call from my spirit was so strong that I just absolutely had to come on there and deliver those messages. So I really hope that you watched that, and also that you have checked Georgie Stankove's website, which is in the description of not only the live video, but several of my other videos. And so today I would like to continue further because there's a lot more work to do, guys, and we're in the thick of it right now. So we need to be vigilant right now. And we need to get on a practical level with how we are going to speed up this ascension and how we are going to flow with this ascension, okay, in the smoothest way possible, because it's very turbulent. It's very turbulent right now. And those of you who feel it know what I'm talking about. You can feel the anxiety. You feel it as a sense of anxiety. It can feel like a sense of overwhelm. If you're feeling the dark energies that are being purged and that are rising to the surface to be released, it can feel very icky, gross, toxic. You can be experiencing a variety of ascension symptoms, okay? Those are just a few. There are so many, because you have to think about what a large undertaking this is. You know, all matter is being transformed, the frequency of all matter is being raised, and the lower energies are being purged and released. And so it is a massive cleansing project. You know, it is a massive, like one giant detox, basically. If some of you have ever had done a detox, like a juice fast or just a water fast or anything like that, then you know, like when you're detoxing, you know, you can have a lot of unpleasant symptoms. And imagine that this entire planet and all of humanity is going through like the biggest detox yet. And you know, the last few days have felt so, I don't want to say unbearable, because I know that I can handle all of it, that I'm fully equipped to handle it. But it really has felt to a level of, it's like a despair, but like a despair that, and Georgie had actually written me back. I wrote him to tell him about the live, and he had written me back, and he was describing a sense of despair from processing the collective, all of the energies of humanity from the current lockdown, just all of the energies that they're going through as a collective is being processed through the energy fields of the ones who are awake. And even more so from the small group of light warriors called the PAT, or the Planetary Ascension Team, okay? We're feeling it even stronger because we're more seasoned, more experienced at dealing with these battles. And so we're able to take on some of the more powerful, nastier, intense energies, okay? However, everyone is feeling it to one degree or another. A lot of people are not very conscious of it, but they know that things don't exactly feel good, okay? But they're probably thinking that it's just because of, you know, the current situation. That's what they're probably thinking. they're probably thinking, oh, this really sucks. I just want to get back to my normal life, okay? Not realizing that the way of life previous to this situation in the last year and a half has irrevocably, meaning irreversibly come to an end. Okay, that way of life that they think that they're going to get back to isn't there for them. Okay, it's like they think, maybe it's like they're on this unpleasant journey. Maybe it's like when you're on vacation and you go on a safari, or you go on like a hard excursion and you're so exhausted and you just want to get back to your house or to the place that you're staying so you can relax, only to find that that place is gone when you get back. Okay, and now you're just exhausted and that place is gone. So what are you going to do? You're going to have to find a new place. Okay, you're going to have to move into a new home, a new way of being, and that's one choice, and the other choice is that you can leave the planet. You know what I'm saying? So you have the choice of leaving through the death process, which is fine because it's a very natural process and we've all been through it because we've all lived many lifetimes. So it's not anything that is, from the ego standpoint, people think death is something that they're only going to experience once. And in actuality, they've experienced it many, many times already. So that's not really of great importance. I don't mean to minimize the suffering or the grieving of people who have lost loved ones. That's not what I'm saying. It definitely does take a toll on people to lose loved ones, especially when life here has been so difficult and they may have counted on that person for emotional support or even financial support, etc., etc. It's not easy, but it's natural, is what I'm saying. And it's definitely not the end of their existence, okay? There is no end of their existence. There is no end of yours or mine. We are eternal beings, and we will continue to be eternal beings because that's the truth of who we are, and there is no debating that or changing that. So when you think of it back to our metaphor, their other option is to move into a new place, right? To find a new place to live, okay? Many are going to have to rise to a higher level. They're going to have to, like I said in my live video, turn more inward into their soul, and so that they can access the new that is available, these new energies, the new spaces that are available for them to exist in, okay? But we have so many people that are just wanting to go back to structures that no longer exist and that can no longer support them, okay? So there's that. And the other thing I would like to say is, the more that we as awakened ones, or in the process of awakening, wherever you are at in the spectrum, okay, wherever you are at in your process of awakening, if you're watching this video, chances are that you are way more awake than, like, just as an example, than these people I just saw around me at the store, okay? I actually had to leave the store, and this is actually the third or fourth time in the last 2 days that I have not been able to be in certain environments, and I've just had to leave because the toxicity level is high. And as a light warrior and someone who carries great amounts of light, I do tend to trigger people and become somewhat of a target for them to release the negativity they're feeling and the dark energies that they're purging. Like I brushed past this lady and kind of touched her shoulder, and I could just feel the angst from her kind of turned around to look at me like she was just ready to, like, you know, something. And there was nothing for her to lash out on in my direction, because I had zero, I offered her zero chance to do it, if that makes sense. So I'm at a level now where I'm not willing to play with this. I'm not willing, like in the past we were willing to be containers for this, and now I'm not as willing to do that. I mean, it still happens from time to time, but I'm no longer willing to walk into places that feel very toxic and allow the people to you know, unload their issues onto me and then absorb all of that. I mean, I absorb it to some degree because even just by walking through there, I absorbed it. However, I'm not willing to interact if I don't feel that there is a loving space for me, okay, in the environment at all, and that there's no one that's willing to interact on a higher level. Then I feel I have 0 point in even being there, and I will walk away and leave, or I will drive away, or whatever it is. So that's the new level that we're at, and that's the level that I would encourage all of you to be playing at this point, okay? This is likened to that saying, you know, if you can't play nice, then don't play together. If you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. So this is the point at which the awakened ones take more of a distance, okay? We're gonna widen the gap. I've seen this. I know the next steps here, okay? So this is what I'm trying to bring to the video. We need to widen the gap even further, okay? These energies are already carrying us beyond most of humanity, but we can speed this process up by distancing ourselves from the people, places, and things that lower our vibration even more so. And you might say, well, Carrie, I already feel like I've been doing that. Like, I already feel like I've let go of so many people, so many things. How do I let go of more? And I'm here to tell you, there is much more to let go of, okay? There's more than you probably are consciously even aware of. But it will reveal itself to you if your intention is to discover it, okay? If your intention is to discover what the lingering things are that are deterring you, that are interfering with you, that are holding you back, that are confusing you, that are depressing you, that are angering you, okay? And that is your sincere intention, you will locate them. Just in the last few weeks, I have gotten to such a finite degree of what I will interact with. And I will make no apologies about it. You know, I'm a healer, I'm a counselor, and I have gotten so specific and picky with the people that I'm willing to help or work with. And some people, when they find out what you do and what you offer, they think that you should just, you know, help them because you have to, right? Because that's what your job is here and you have to. But that is not true, okay? You don't have to. You don't have to. You don't have to offer your energy to anyone whom you don't want to. You don't have to offer your energy to things that feel like they're energetic vampires and things that feel toxic to your being and things that make you feel unsafe. You're not obligated to do that. There are plenty of people that need you, that need to interact with you, that would benefit from exchanging energy with you, who are not going to cause you to feel sick and ill and like your boundaries have been trampled on. Okay? There are those people. They're a lot more open to what you have to offer, and they're more sincere about receiving it, and they're more grateful to you for sharing it. And if you continue to allow a lot of people, or even just a few people in your space that are continually feeding off of you, sucking the life out of you, disrespecting you, draining you, then how much are you going to have left when you come into contact with a sincere, open person who really would appreciate you? And this doesn't just apply. I am in no way talking about romantic relationships here. I'm even just talking about the interactions that you have in your day. If you let a toxic person mess up your vibration and you have to spend time recovering, then maybe you just now walk past another person who really was worthy, and you have nothing to offer because now you're depleted, or now you're sick, or now you're, spiraling out of control. And that is not what you're being called to at this point. So I feel that I'm probably talking to empaths. There's probably a lot of you who are empathic on this channel, and I do understand, because I'm also empathic, and many of us are. And I feel that there needs to be a higher level of protection placed around us right now. But it is not as if some fairy is going to come out of nowhere and offer this layer of extra protection around us all. We have to create that. We're responsible for protecting ourselves to a greater level right now. And the way that you do this is boundaries, okay? You create the boundaries in every situation. It doesn't matter what it is. I talked to a person on the phone at Verizon today. It was a very kind person, but I created my boundaries, One of my cards I was trying to use was getting declined because my fraud prevention got tripped, and it was this whole big thing, and of course they want to make the sale or make the commission, and so they asked me, well, do you just have another card? And I personally didn't want to use another card because that's not what works the best for me, for my finances. There's no reason I couldn't have used my checking account, my debit card. And so I said, no, not really, just very nicely, but I said, no, not really, People will continuously push your boundary until you provide the stopping point. Okay? You have to provide the stopping point. Others are not going to do it for you. Okay? They will infiltrate and infiltrate and infiltrate as much as you will let them. So you have to be the one to express the boundary. So it would really be good if you took some really reflective time to see the ways in which you are still allowing yourself to be abused, to be manipulated, to be triggered. It would really be good, because this is actually the work. This is actually the ascension work. Okay, it's the inner work that each of us do, and then when enough of us have done the inner work enough to raise our vibration as a collective, that's when we begin to experience our new realities, okay? So that is the work. And the boundaries are very necessary right now, because there are a lot of dark energies working through people to hold back the people of the light. So the boundaries need to be clear. They need to be not just clear, but they need to be expressed, okay? And so maybe what is your hang up with it? It could be your throat chakra is blocked, okay? Well, then let's do a video about how we change that, okay? We're getting really, really specific and finite. This is a sovereign creator coaching channel now. So we're getting into the finer details of that and how we really break that down instead of conceptualizing it all where it sounds nice, but when you go to actually do the things, you don't have the tools you need, and you're not performing at the level that you really need to be in your in your sovereign creator shoes, okay? So these videos I'm going to be making right now are sort of laying out some of the groundwork, laying out some of the ideas and the directions that we need to go, but I'm also feeling into what we actually need to work on. And you know, I don't have this whole thing like written up. All I know is I have what I need to offer, but I need to know what the greatest needs are in order to work on that. So if you would comment, if we could dialogue under this video and talk about what some of your hang-ups are, what some of the things are that you feel like are blocking or preventing you from setting greater boundaries and expressing those boundaries and keeping those boundaries, making that pact with yourself that that's a personal boundary, and that is a personal boundary that I agree with myself to uphold because it protects me, it protects my energy field, it allows me to be that love and light that I am, and to share that love and the light with others. And therefore it is worth protecting, and that I am worth protecting. And then you operate in a fashion throughout your day that honors that honors yourself, okay? And we can do it. We have the ability to do it even in the midst of this. We have the ability to do it with all the chaos swirling around us, because that is the eternal truth of who we are. That is the eternal truth. The external is the illusion. The internal is the truth. This is the authentic you. And the authentic you is always worthy of being safe, always worthy of being loved, always worthy of being expressive. Okay? So, let me know what our next videos are going to be about. Throw some things out for me and I will be working on them. I will be making much more content. I know that this channel has sometimes had big gaps between my videos, but that was because there was nothing that I was being led to share. And I wasn't called and guided to make this channel just to create useless content or get a bunch of views or even make a bunch of money off of this. I was guided to this channel, which actually started out as being a voice for the animals. It started out as a channel for veganism, but again, my higher self redirected me to encompass way more than just that, because that in and of itself will never change this reality. What will change this reality are hearts that have opened, and hearts that have transformed. So that's what we're working on this channel now. And I do feel like we have crossed a point where my gifts and what I have to communicate and share is now being asked for, is now, in other words, it's time and is ready for us to take these steps. And I am ready, and I have been preparing my whole entire life to help lead at least my specific audience into a higher level of being and a higher level of living, which is also going to create this paradigm shift on this entire planet. So this is big. And if you think somebody could benefit from my channel, then by all means share it with them. Send them a video. You know, at least like the videos, because that actually helps me get into the search engines, which could help other people who are out there searching for ascension related information, and many of them are finding false prophets. So thank you guys. I will end this for now, and don't forget to leave your ideas and the subjects that you would like me to go into greater detail about in the comment section. Bye.